The Galactic Council. Chamber was silent as the message ended. It had come from an ancient race known as the Eldari Watchers, a species so old that even the stars around them had changed. They never spoke without reason. They never sent warnings without proof. Yet the message was only one sentence long. Never attack humans. No one survives. For a moment, no one spoke. Then soft laughter filled the chamber. Humans? A young species from a harsh planet called Earth. A death world, yes, but still primitive by galactic standards. Their ships were small. Their borders were thin. They had no massive fleets on display, no planet-cracking weapons, no glowing empires. To many council members, the warning sounded like a joke. The Zarnak Dominion's ambassador rose from his seat. His species was tall, armored, and proud. The Dominion had conquered dozens of worlds. Ancient ones fear shadows, he said coldly. Humans are nothing. If they were dangerous, the galaxy would already know. Several members nodded in agreement. The Eldari Watcher remained silent, its glowing eyes dim. It had delivered the warning. That was all it would do. Far from the council chamber, on the edge of human-controlled space, a small human colony floated around a yellow star. It was peaceful. Cargo ships moved slowly. Defense platforms stayed quiet. Then the Zarnak fleet arrived. Massive warships tore through space without warning. They did not speak. They did not negotiate. Plasma fire rained down on the colony. Human defenses activated, but they were light. Too light. Within minutes, stations burned. Ships broke apart. Signals screamed and then went quiet. From the ashes, one human transmission was sent. It was not angry. It was not loud. It was calm. This is human space. Leave now. The Zarnak commanders laughed. They fired again. The human signal repeated once. More. This is your last warning. The Dominion ignored it. Then something strange happened. Human communication across the entire system went silent. No distress calls. No orders. No fear. The Zarnak sensors began to glitch. Long-range scans showed nothing. Space felt empty. Too empty. Suddenly, one Zarnak ship vanished. No explosion. No energy spike. It was simply gone. Then another panic spread through the fleet. Weapons fired into empty space. Shields flared against invisible strikes. Still, no human ships could be seen. A Zarnak commander screamed orders, demanding a retreat. That was when the humans finally appeared. Dark ships unfolded from space itself. Their hulls were matte black, scarred and silent. No lights, no markings. They did not move fast, but they moved with purpose. Single human voice came through every channel at once. You attacked first. The human ships opened fire. Every shot was precise. Every target chosen. Zarnak warships fell one by one, unable to fight what they could not track. In the Galactic Council chamber, alarms began to ring. Reports flooded in. Entire fleets lost. No survivors. No wreckage. The Eldari Watcher finally spoke again. We warned you, it said softly. Across the galaxy, fear spread like fire, and humanity had not even sent its fleet. The galaxy did not believe the reports at first. Entire Zarnak fleets destroyed. No survivors. No clear battle recordings. The Zarnak Dominion called it a system failure. A lie spread by rivals. They claimed humans had used a hidden weapon, a lucky strike, nothing more. To prove their strength, the Dominion prepared a second attack, larger and louder. This time, they sent a full invasion force. Hundreds of ships. Heavy armor. Planet-breaking weapons. Their goal was simple: strike again and erase humanity's reputation. Before fear could grow, the fleet moved toward human space. On Earth, There was no panic. Human leaders watched quietly as the alien fleet crossed the border. There were no speeches, no threats sent back. Human cities stayed calm. Traffic moved as usual. People went to work. Only one order was given: activate response protocol. Deep in space, human warships began to wake. They did not rush. They did not gather in one place. Instead, they appeared slowly around the alien fleet, behind it, above it, below it. The Zarnak scanners detected movement too late. Human ships did not shine. Their engines gave off almost no energy. Their hulls absorbed light, making them hard to see even when close. The Zarnak commanders tried to form battle lines. Then the human attack began. There was no warning shot. Human weapons struck from impossible angles. Shields failed instantly. Command ships were destroyed first, cutting off leadership. Communication ships vanished next. The Zarnak fleet tried to fight back, but their weapons missed again and again. Human ships moved with perfect timing, never staying still long enough to be locked on. One alien officer screamed that the humans were cheating the laws of physics. He was not wrong. Humans had learned long ago that survival mattered more than honor. As the battle continued, something worse happened. Human ships stopped targeting only warships. They hit supply vessels, fuel carriers, repair docks hidden in nearby space. Every path of escape was cut. The Zarnak fleet was trapped. Single human message was sent to the remaining ships: this ends now. Stand down. Some Zarnak captains tried to surrender. The human reply was short: too late. The attack resumed. Within an hour, the second invasion force was gone. News spread across the galaxy like a shockwave. Smaller empires closed their borders. Traders rerouted entire routes to avoid human space. Military academies erased old lessons about human weakness. At the Galactic Council, fear replaced pride. The Eldari Watcher stood once more. Humans do not fight for conquest, it said. They fight to remove threats. The Council demanded proof. They wanted to know how humans became so dangerous so quickly. The Watcher answered calmly: because they were hunted once. And they promised it would never happen again. As if to prove the point, new data arrived. Human fleets were not returning to Earth. They were moving outward, system by system, toward Zarnak territory. For the first time in centuries, the Dominion felt true fear, because humans were no longer defending. They were responding. Fear spread faster than any ship could travel. Across the galaxy, old records were opened. Ancient archives were unlocked. Everyone wanted to know the same thing. Who were humans, really? At the Galactic Council, the Eldari Watcher was finally asked to explain everything. Its voice was slow and heavy, filled with old memories. Humans were never weak, it said. They were patient. Long ago, when humanity first reached the stars, they were not welcomed. Strong empires saw them as easy prey. Human colonies were attacked. Their ships were destroyed. Their worlds were burned. The galaxy did not help. Humans learned a simple lesson. No one was coming to save them. So they changed. Instead of building loud fleets, they built hidden ones. Instead of showing power, they hid it. Their ships were designed to survive ambush, to fight while damaged, to strike without being seen. Humans studied their enemies carefully. They learned alien tactics. They learned alien weaknesses. They did not seek revenge. They prepared. For centuries, humans stayed quiet. They traded. They explored. They smiled in council halls and spoke of peace. All the while, their military grew in the dark. Back in Zarnak space, the Dominion tried to defend itself. Border fleets were rushed into position. Planetary shields were raised. It did not matter. Human fleets arrived without warning. They did not attack planets. They did not bomb cities. They destroyed shipyards. They erased military bases. They shut down command networks. Zarnak worlds were left untouched, but helpless. A Zarnak general watched his entire defense grid vanish in minutes. No human ships stayed long enough to be tracked. They fight like ghosts. He whispered. On Earth, human leaders watched the operation in silence. This was not rage. This was not anger. This was containment. Young officer asked why they did not destroy the Zarnak homeworld. The answer was simple: because fear will do the job. At the council, panic grew. Smaller empires demanded protection. Others begged humans for peace treaties. The Eldari Watcher looked at them all. "You are afraid because you never understood them," it said. "Humans fear extinction more than death, and they will never allow it again." Then came the final truth. Human ships were not controlled by one central command. They were independent, adaptive. Every fleet could think and fight on its own. There was no single target to destroy. The galaxy had been measuring power the wrong way. Humans were not strong because of numbers. They were strong because they survived everything. Final message arrived from the human fleet. Broadcast openly to the galaxy. We are ending a threat. Nothing more. The fleet stopped their advance. They waited. The council realized something chilling. Humans were not asking for permission. They were not asking for forgiveness. They were simply showing the truth. And the galaxy was running out of excuses. The galaxy tried to calm itself. After the fall of the Zarnak fleets, many believed the danger had passed. Humans had made their point. They had shown strength. Surely they would stop now, but fear does not end so easily. In the shadows of known space, another empire watched carefully. The Varex Combine was older than the Zarnak Dominion and far more careful. They did not believe in open war. They believed in secrets. To them, humans were still a mystery, and mysteries were meant to be tested. The Virex did not send fleets. They sent spies. Stealth probes slipped into human space, hiding between asteroids and moons. They scanned human worlds, listened to signals, and studied defense patterns. Then they attacked. Not with ships, but with sabotage. Human supply routes failed. Navigation beacons went dark. Communication relays exploded without warning. It was a quiet attack, meant to weaken, not to provoke. For a moment, the galaxy waited. There was no human message. No warning. No complaint to the council. Many believed humans had not noticed. They were wrong. On Earth, human commanders had already seen everything. The attacks were traced back within minutes. The response was not rushed. It was planned. Human fleets moved again, but this time, they did not stop at borders. They entered Virex space without announcement. The first targets were not military fleets. They were data centers, control hubs, intelligence worlds where secrets were stored. Virex systems went blind. Their stealth technology failed. Their hidden ships were exposed. Suddenly visible and vulnerable. Panic spread through the Combine. They tried to deny responsibility. Messages of innocence were sent to the Galactic Council. Humans did not reply. Human ships appeared above Virex strongholds. They did not fire at cities. They did not attack civilians. Instead, they erased command ships in orbit. A Virex leader watched as their fleet vanished from scanners. "We never declared war," he said in disbelief. A human voice answered, calm and cold, "You attacked first." The response was fast and absolute. Within hours, the Virex Combine lost its military power. Their borders remained, but their weapons were gone. The galaxy watched in silence. No one came to help the Virex. No one dared. At the Galactic Council, the Eldari Watcher spoke one last time. This is why we warned you, it said. Humans do not need to be attacked openly. Any threat is enough. As if to confirm this, human fleets stopped again. They did not push deeper. They did not conquer. They simply waited. A final human message echoed across known space. Do not test us. The meaning was clear. This was not rage. This was policy. The galaxy understood too. Late. Human patience had limits, and the final test was still coming. The galaxy had gone quiet. Trade routes were empty. Military fleets stayed in their home systems. Even pirates stopped moving. Everyone was watching humanity. After the fall of the Zarnak, Dominion, and the collapse of the Varix Combine, there was no doubt left. Humans were no longer a rising power. They were a final one. At the Galactic Council, emergency beacons flashed nonstop. Dozens of races demanded action. Some wanted an alliance against humans. Others begged for peace before it was too late. None of them spoke loudly anymore. The Eldari Watcher stood alone in the center of the chamber. Its ancient form seemed smaller now, but its voice carried weight. You were warned, it said. Again and again. The council asked the question they had avoided for too long. What do humans want? As if in answer, a signal interrupted the chamber. A human transmission, clear, calm, unfiltered. A single human representative appeared on every screen across the galaxy. He wore no armor, no symbols of power, only a simple uniform. He began to speak. We did not come to rule you, he said. We did not come to conquer your worlds. The galaxy listened in complete silence. We stayed quiet for centuries. We hid our strength. We offered trade and peace. And still you tested us. Images followed his words: burned human colonies, destroyed ships, silent graves drifting in space. When humanity first reached the stars, the speaker continued, we learned something very fast. No one protects the weak. His voice did not rise. That made it worse, so we stopped being weak. Human fleets appeared on the screens next. Thousands of ships spread across multiple systems. Not attacking, just waiting. We do not enjoy war, the human said, but we will end threats before they end us. The council demanded reassurance. They asked if humans plan to expand, to punish, to dominate. The answer was simple, no. The human leaned closer to the camera. This is the final warning. Across the galaxy, ancient satellites activated. New messages were carved into data vaults. Star maps and navigation beacons left behind by the Eldari and now updated by humanity. The warning spread everywhere. Never attack humans. Not because they are cruel, but because they will survive. The human fleets began to withdraw, system by system. They returned to their borders. Weapons powered down. Engines slowed. No celebrations followed. No victory songs were sung. Humanity had not won a war. They had secured survival. Years passed. The galaxy changed. Human space became neutral ground. Disputes ended when humans watched. Wars stopped at their borders. Even the strongest empires chose caution over pride. Children of other races grew up hearing the same lesson: do not provoke humans. Do not test humans. Do not mistake silence for weakness. On Earth, life continued quietly. Cities grew. Ships explored peacefully. Humanity returned to trade, science, and discovery. But far beneath the surface, their fleets stayed ready. Because humans remembered. They remembered extinction-level wars. They remembered being hunted. They remembered the cost of mercy given too freely. And they promised themselves one thing: never again. In the end, the galaxy finally understood. The warning it once laughed at. Humans were not monsters. They were survivors. And in a universe full of predators, That made them the most dangerous of all.